Good morning, students. Hope you are all doing well. Today, we are going to see the third unit in school management. In the last unit, we learnt the role of headmaster in school administration. Hope you all understood that. Today, we will be learning about teacher and school management. It is the third unit in school management paper. Professional growth, meaning and importance. What is professional growth? So in all profession, there is a need to provide further training and special course of study after initial basic preparation. So you are all doing B.Ed. After completing the B.Ed, you become an eligible teacher. So is it enough for a teacher? No, it's not enough for the teacher to become an effective and efficient teacher. So here you need training. Teachers need training. Why? Because the field of knowledge is changing drastically. Every day the field of knowledge, new things are included in the field of education. So the teacher should be updated. How can she become an updated teacher? So by giving training, you can make the teachers more updated. So professional development is any type of continuing educational effort for educators. It enhances teachers' understanding of the content they teach and equip them with a range of strategies that enable their students to learn the content. So the second thing is the teacher should understand what the teacher is teaching, what is the content, and they should be familiar with the methodologies of teaching. There are different methods of teaching, so the teacher should be familiar with the method of teaching so that the students learn the content. For this, the teacher needs some training. So it is called professional growth. If the teacher is getting the training and continuing the education throughout her life, then it is called professional growth. Means to provide professional development. So how can you provide the teachers the professional chances of professional development? So first thing, opportunity to all in-service teachers to visit, to observe and participate in outstanding educational programs. So opportunity should be given to all the teachers who are in service to visit, not only to some teachers, but to all teachers to visit, to observe and participate in outstanding educational programs. Number 2, conducting parent-teachers meeting on issues like the aims and objectives of education, post-school adjustability of the students. Third, organizing seminars and workshops to demonstrate experiments on modern teaching devices. Now and then we have to organize the seminars and workshops so that the teacher become familiar with the experiments and modern teaching methods. Helping teachers to know the special skills like curriculum development, instructional improvement, organizing faculty meeting, action research and participation in extension works. So what is extension works? After school hours, the teacher, not only inside the school, the teacher also should take part in the school after school hours activities. That is called extension work. Significance of in-service program. Constantly changing methods of instruction and restatement of the objectives necessitate the reorientation of teachers from time to time. As we discussed in the last slide, the field of knowledge is changing now and then. It is constantly changing. So, and the objectives of the education also changes. So, to face the needs on changes in the education field, the in-service program should be provided to the teachers from time to time. The program of curriculum development in the field of science and humanities is a main concern of the government to upgrade the standard and quality of school education. So, the government is more concerned about developing the curriculum in the field of science as well as humanities. So, the government is go on changing the curriculum to equip the teacher to face the changes in the curriculum. The in-service program is very much needed. Continuous study and diligent scholarship are required of teachers who want to keep up with the new developments in science and teaching. So when the teachers they want to equip themselves When they are in need of equipping themselves, the government should provide them some opportunities. Responsibility of teachers is greater in developing countries than the teachers in advanced countries. The developing countries like India, the responsibility is shouldered on the teachers. So their responsibility is greater for the development of the country. If you compare to the developing countries, the teacher's responsibility is more. As new education programs are developed by organizations like NCERT, the in-service program assumes greater importance as the pre-service program. It is a means to break the isolation of teachers with one another and academic centers of excellence. So if it's not the teachers should not be isolated, that is, it is my school, I should be moving only with the schools. It's not like that. When the teachers are having in-service programs, trainings, the teachers from different schools meet each other and they mingle with each other, they share their knowledge. So it is a means to break the isolation of teachers with one another and academic centers of excellence. In-service training by specialized agencies will provide a meeting place for teachers to discuss new innovations and lead them to try them. Some of the in-service programs are refresher courses, short intensive courses in special subjects, practical training in workshops, seminars and professional conferences. Agencies of in-service programs. There are different agencies that provide in-service training to the teachers. So for the main and the important agency is National Council for Educational Research and Training, NCERT. Next is National Institute of Educational Planning and Administration, NIEPA. Institute of Advanced Studies in Education, IASE. District Institute of Education and Training, DIET. State Council for Education Research and Training, SCERT. Status of teachers. Teaching is considered as noble profession. In India, teachers are placed above the God, that is Mata, Pita, Guru, Devam. You all heard of this. So he is placed above God and below Mata and Pita. He occupies the important position in the society. It is the profession that creates other profession. Teachers are considered as the ladder that helps the person to climb up. So it is a profession that creates other professions. But unfortunately, the teachers of today feel that teaching is a profession which many persons take up the last resort. So here I would like to give you an assignment. You have to write the present status of teachers. You have to write both positive and negative status of the teachers, and you should send it to me by tomorrow. Next is we are going to see the accountability of the teachers. Accountability meaning. Accountability is defined as the mechanism of holding responsibility for his or her action, more particularly in terms of non-accomplishment of the assigned responsibilities or non-fulfillment of the expectations or obligations of one or the other nature. So here the teachers has to take the responsibility, whatever it may be, not only the teacher, but whatever profession they may be. They are being assigned some duties, some responsibilities. You should take up the responsibility and you should do actions to accomplish the responsibility. To complete the actions, you have to make more effort. So here accountability is defined as the mechanism of holding responsibility for his or her action, whatever action may be, whatever it is because of me that I have done this, it is my mistake or it is my credit that I have done that. So more particularly in terms of non-accomplishment, so not doing the action. So you should take the responsibility. You cannot blame others. So taking the responsibility on your shoulder, and you should make effort to complete the action, complete the duty, fulfill the duties, whatever is being assigned to you. It is called accountability. Now we will see in what way the teacher is accountable and for whom the teacher is accountable. The teacher is accountable to the students, parents, community, management and the education department. So she is responsible. She has to take the responsibility to answer the learners, the parents, society, and the management as well as the education department. First, we will see accountability towards learners. So, first thing, the teacher should be more lovable and affectionate to the children. Next, the teacher has to be tolerant towards the mistakes that children do and the mischievous actions that students are doing, and then for their pedagogical incorrect interpretations. So, if the children don't understand the concept, then the teacher should take the responsibility, and she should be tolerant towards the mistakes and mischiefs of the children. Third, towards their progress and development. If the children are progressing, the teacher is responsible. If the student is not progressing, they always backward, then the teacher is responsible. So towards their progress and development, towards their human empowerment, and care for the development of quality of life among the children. So for all these things inside of learners, the teacher is responsible for everything. Accountability towards parents and community. Encouragement to make them educated. Encouraging the parents to get educated. Encouraging adults to join adult education and non-formal education. Enrollment of children into formal schools. Develop sense of equality for children of the poor and illiterate parents. Community mobilization for development of school. Willingness to participate in enrollment activities. Develop a sense of belongingness with the community. Accountability towards school management. The teacher is accountable to the management for the school's development, for the results. The teacher is the responsible, and she is accountable to the management. Develop mutual trust and respect. Accountability towards education department. The teacher should follow rules and regulations with meticulous care, obedience and strict observations of education acts, programs and policies, participation in departmental programs wholeheartedly. Means to assess accountability among teachers. Now we will see how we can assess the teachers' accountability. Students should attain minimum levels of learning at primary and upper primary level. So when you are testing the students, if they achieve the minimum levels of learning, then the teacher is accountable. So by checking the students' minimum level of learning, you can assess teachers' responsibility. And second thing, the teacher should work in a school for more than 5 years. The teacher cannot go on changing the schools every year. If the teacher is placed in a school, then the teacher should work there minimum 5 years, and the teacher should stay in the place where the school is situated with her family. Why? Because then only the teacher will know the student's surrounding, the student's background, family background, and whether the children are coming from rural or urban area. So to understand the student's background, the teacher should stay in the school, should stay in the place where the school is situated. Third, the teacher should not adopt cheap means of getting results. The teacher should not do any malpractices. Teachers should participate in in-service training program regularly. Whenever the in-service program is arranged, the teacher should take part in that program regularly and wholeheartedly. The teacher should write lesson plan, unit plan, and complete syllabus as per annual plan. So the teacher should write every time she has to write the unit plan and lesson plans. Then she should be particular about completing the syllabus. Last, the teacher should avoid rude behavior, bad manners, and abusive languages. The teacher should not be so rude to the children, and sometimes the teacher may be smoking before the students, and she will say lie before the students. So bad manners, the teacher should avoid bad manners before the children, and the teacher cannot use abusive languages to the children. Girls, I hope you all understood what I taught today. I want to make you one reminder that I have given one assignment, the status of teachers. So you have to write a status of teacher, both positive points and negative points, and submit it by tomorrow evening. Thank you, girls.